Hay momentos en la vida en los que tenemos que elegir nuestro camino.
E irte lejos de casa es un acto de valentía. Afrontamos nuevos retos, pero crecemos personalmente.
Cada comienzo es un desafío. Nervios, emoción, ilusión. Sentimientos que te abrazan cuando pisas por primera vez los pasillos que recorrerás durante los próximos años de tu vida.
Momentos que nos definen como personas, que hablan de quiénes somos y nos moldean para el futuro.
Las personas que nos acompañan en este proceso son el mejor regalo, y es así como te hacen sentir en la Universidad de Navarra.
Personas que te ayudan a formarte, a transformarte y a madurar como persona y compartir una experiencia para toda la vida.
En la Universidad de Navarra encontré mi camino, un espacio donde desarrollarme como profesional y crecer personalmente.
Donde transformarme y madurar como persona.
Una experiencia donde el viaje es el aprendizaje.
Un camino increíble para recorrer.
Mi lugar.
Mi mundo.
Mi gente.
Hoy vuelvo a la que siempre será mi universidad, a compartir mi experiencia.
Los años en la universidad fueron una etapa de crecimiento en muchos aspectos. Hoy, como antigua alumna, mantengo vivos los lazos con ella.
Hoy, comparto con los demás lo aprendido en las clases. Y fuera de ellas. Universidad de Navarra.
Hello and welcome to the University of Navarra. Welcome to this informative session that we have organized at the Admissions Department to inform future students about our educational offer. Right now, we're in Pamplona, on the main campus of our university. My name is José and I'm here with my colleague Maite. Hello, Maite.
Hello.
We're both admissions officers at the University of Navarra. As I was saying, this is a session to present our educational offer. But it is also an opportunity to solve doubts. That is why during this session you can use the chat to ask any questions you may have. So let's get down to business, Maite. What are we going to talk about in this session?
Thank you very much, José, and thank you to everyone who has chosen to connect today, because if you are connected, this means that you are interested in the project that we carry out here at the University of Navarra. This session, that will last about 20 minutes, is divided in two parts. The first one, in which we would like to bring you closer to the project of the University of Navarra. We will talk about who we are, where we are placed, and we will explain you very briefly what makes us different from other universities.
Okay.
During the second part of the session, we will turn to more practical issues. We will very quickly explain to you how the admission process works, and we'll also give you some tips about financial aid and housing. So once said that, let's start with the first part.
Okay.
I suppose that if you are here connected today, this means that you already know something about the University of Navarra. Probably you've got some friends or some relatives studying here or that have studied here in the past. As you may know, the University of Navarra is a Christian-based university founded in 1952 by San José María Escrivá de Balaguer. I think that it's especially relevant to add that we are a non-profit organization, which means that we reinvest all our benefit in our three main activities, which are, first of all, education, throughout the 12 different schools that comprise the university. Secondly, research throughout the different research centers that actually investigate in almost all areas of knowledge. And third, health throughout the hospital of the University of Navarra. As José just said, today we are in the headquarters of the University of Navarra, our main campus situated in Pamplona in the north of Spain. And we believe that this is an essential part of the experience of our students. We really bet on an Anglo-Saxon model of campus. Ours comprises around 120 hectares, where 11 of our 12 schools are located and where all our social, cultural and sports activities take place. However, the University of Navarra is not just placed in Pamplona, isn't it, José?
That's right, Maite. As we said, we are on our main campus. Most of our degrees are taught here in Pamplona. On the other hand, we have our technology campus in San Sebastian, where the different engineering courses are taught. In Barcelona, we have the headquarters of IESE, the well-known business school of our university. And in Madrid, in addition to having a second IESE campus, we also have another headquarters of the University of Navarra Clinic, and the alumni building on which our postgraduate programs can be studied. But we also have an international vocation, and this has led us to open campuses in the rest of the world. We have IESE branches in New York, in Munich, and São Paulo. That said, it is time, Maite, to visualize from the air what our campuses are like. After these aerial images of the campuses of the University of Navarra, it is time to talk about some of the differential values of our university, those things that set us apart from other universities. And among these values, we must highlight, for example, the figure of the professor. What is a University of Navarra professor like? Well, it is a professor who is dedicated to the student, who cares about them, and is always open to answering their questions. The figure of the mentor is also noteworthy. This is a professor who is assigned to each student from the beginning of the first year and who accompanies them throughout the degree. The mentor will also help to identify what the student is doing well and what he or she might not be doing so well. This professor will also offer the student a range of extra academic opportunities offered by the University of Navarra. Speaking of differential values, we should also mention the rankings. Rankings are reports produced by institutions outside of the university, which give us rates. Okay, so they rate us on how we do things, for example, how we are in the teaching, how we are in research, how we are in the quality of our teaching, and we have to recognize that the University of Navarra comes out quite well in these rankings. This is a fact that helps families and future students to identify the reputation and prestige of our university. But we should also highlight internationality amongst these differential values. What can you tell us about this, Maite?
Yeah. Well, actually, as you were saying at the beginning of the session, the University of Navarra is an international university. And although having some campuses outside Spain reinforces this idea of internationalization, this is not actually what makes the University of Navarra an international university. Actually, what makes it different are our students. Currently, around 30% of our students are international students coming from around 100 different countries. This is what turns our campus into a global campus. This bet of the University of Navarra is also reflected in our offer. This international profile of our students has led us to constantly add new bilingual programs to the offer of the degrees of the university, Jose.
That's right. And indeed, talking about you, our future students, I would say that not only do we have good academic training, good teachers, good facilities, curricula adapted to what society requires, but also a series of extra academic activities that undoubtedly help to enrich the curriculum and facilitate integration into the labor market.
Very important.
We are going to comment on them quickly, Maite. For example, we have the Creative Campus, which has its headquarters in the University of Navarra Museum, the cultural lung of the campus. Here, we organize a series of activities ranging from the university orchestra and choir to the university theatre. On the other hand, we have clubs of all kinds and from different faculties, debating clubs, finance clubs, marketing clubs, and so on. This also helps without a doubt to enrich the curriculum, as we have mentioned. But in addition, at the UNAV, we like to train good people, and that's why we have Tantaka, our small solidarity time bank. This small NGO contributes to personal development and to training people who will contribute in the future to make a better society. We have more than 30 sporting disciplines that can be developed here on the university campus. And lastly, we would like to highlight the University of Navarra major project for the coming years, the Science Museum, a place for exhibitions, a place for research, and also a place to develop university life, which has already begun to be built and from which all our future students will be able to benefit. So this is the part of the extra academic offer, but we must also talk briefly about the academic offer, the faculties, the degrees that are taught here on our university. Tell us about it, Maite, please.
Yes, our 12 schools are currently offering more than 90 degrees between simple degrees, double degrees, or degrees plus specialization diplomas. This offer covers the three main areas of knowledge. On the one hand, social, humanistic, and law sciences. Secondly, technical sciences. And thirdly, health and bioexperimental sciences. And as you may see, the offer is quite extensive, and we realize that the election of the degree might not be seen as an easy process. This is why, from the University of Navarra, we would like to be with you since the very beginning of the process. In order to achieve this, we offer you a tool that might be quite useful to help you decide, the orientation test. It's an online test in which the student is asked about their interests and skills, and with the help of our counseling office, we will guide you to better choose the best option for yourself. Once said that, we closed the first part of the session, Jose.
Okay.
So let's turn to this more practical part in which we will speak about the admission process, financial aid, and housing. So Jose, first of all, how does the admission process work?
Okay, so right, Maite, the good news here is that it is a fairly simple process, okay? The first thing we have to do is to enter the UNAV portal. You can check the website here at the bottom of the screen. This is the tool that you are going to use to do all the paperwork prior to accessing university. Having said that, what steps do I have to follow in order to apply for admission? Well, first, you have to register yourself in the portal. Once you are inside, you must fill in and send the admission application. And you will have to attach 3 documents to this form: your previous year's marks, a photocopy of your passport, and a passport photo. To complete the procedure, you have to make a payment of 100 euros. Once you have completed this process, the university will invite you to take an entrance exam. And I'm sure the next question is, what does this exam consist of? Okay. Well, the contents of these tests are published on our website, but basically it will be the syllabus of what you have studied so far in high school. At this point, we have made the application for admission, we have been summoned to do the test, and we have taken it.
Okay.
But we still need to know the resolution of this test, which could be admitted, rejected, or waiting list. The 3 possible resolutions here at our university. And here, I think it is necessary to explain what is the scale used by the University of Navarra to give us a decision. Well, this will depend on the degree that you have chosen, but the decision will always depend on a percentage of your marks from the year previous to the last in high school, and the rest on the score obtained in the entrance exam. Finally, you can find all the relevant deadlines and information on our website. We strongly recommend applying as early as possible to increase your chances of securing a place in your preferred degree program. Now, Maite, to finish, let's briefly comment on 2 very important issues, such as scholarships and accommodation.
Okay, right. Let's start with the financial aid. At the University of Navarra, we would like that anyone with an excellent academic performance and interest to study with us don't come because of economical issues, Jose. In order to help our prospective students, we put at your disposal 2 tools. On the one hand, the cost and scholarship calculator. What is this? Well, this is an anonymous and non-binding calculator, which provides you with an estimated price of your enrollment by introducing some personal, academic, and financial information. It's available on our website, and if you would like this price to be the final price of your enrollment, you will need to apply for the cost and scholarship study. The cost and scholarship study is the second tool I was speaking about. You can apply for it directly in the same portal where you make all the process of admission. You will have to upload some documents to validate the financial information that you have sent us previously. And with this, we will resolve this study and tell you, on the one hand, the total amount of your degree and the scholarships that you can apply to. And last but not least, Jose, housing. Obviously, if you are thinking about coming to study with us, you will have to choose the perfect housing option for you. At the University of Navarra, we've got our own hall of residencies, which are placed on campus, where besides sleeping or having lunch, you will find lots of extra academic activities, cultural activities, sports, volunteering, etc. If you prefer to live outside the campus, you have other options, such as residences, shared flats, even flats with all included services. There are lots of possibilities, Jose, but we would like to give you just 2 pieces of advice. First of all, try to apply as soon as possible. We actually recommend that you apply for housing at the same time that you are applying for admission at the university. Secondly, get informed about all the different options that you've got. There are many options, and the most important thing is that you find the one that better suits you. And with this, we have already finished this section. So, Jose, it's time to say goodbye.
That's right. It's time to say goodbye to you all. We would like to thank you very much for spending this time with us. We hope that this session has been of interest to you and that we have been able to answer all your questions. But also, we want you to know that we have delegates from our university all over the world, and that both they and we will be there to support you in any question that may arise. Thank you very much, and we look forward to seeing you on campus. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.